We've been taking a special look at the challenges and opportunities facing America's mayors today and in the future. We're joined now by a candidate who has a shot to be Minneapolis' next mayor, Minnesota State Senator Omar Fateh. He joins me now. Omar, this week you won the endorsement from the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party, or DFL, Minnesota's version of the Democratic Party. What issues do you feel propelled you into winning this endorsement?
Thank you so much, Rep, for having me on here. Minneapolis is a city that has been through a lot. It's been through the murder of George Floyd, a global pandemic, an affordable housing emergency, and throughout the entire time, our current mayor has failed to meet the moment. He's blocked and vetoed solutions that would have supported renters, our essential workers, our unhoused neighbors, and he's been set on, rather than protecting the everyday person or people, protecting the status quo. Following the murder of George Floyd, he's pledged to reform public safety, but 5 years later, there's still no plan. In 2017, when he originally ran for mayor, he promised to end homelessness by 2022, but right now there are more folks that are unhoused than when he took office. He's promised to stand with our immigrants and our workers, but he sided with Uber, he vetoed rideshare and labor protections, and he had MPD collaborate with ICE in targeting our immigrant communities. So this election has always been about who would the people trust to lead at this time, and we need leadership that is rooted in both compassion and justice, not just performative politics.
Now, you beat out the incumbent mayor, Jacob Frey, for the DFLS's endorsement. He has vowed to challenge the result. I got to know Frey during the 2020 George Floyd demonstrations, and I did the eulogy there, and I dealt with a lot of the activists in the streets, some who were complaining about what you're saying, some supportive of him. What do you think were the key points of contrast between the two of you that got you the endorsement?
Well, I'm honored to be the DFL endorsed candidate. And what we saw was last week, candidates showed up on the weekend and that they were ready to move towards the progressive wing of the party. And we were successful in achieving the first endorsement of a challenger against an incumbent since the party's founding in 1944, which is huge. So this endorsement has been a clear message that our city and our residents are just done with broken promises. They are tired of the endless vetoes and politics as usual. We see it as a mandate to build a city that works for everyone. And from day one, our campaign has been telling folks that people deserve a mayor that works as hard as they do. And that's been key. We've been building a broad coalition from workers, union members, teachers, transit riders, and immigrants, and also just longtime DFLers who have been loyal to the party, but are done with excuses and want to see real meaningful change.
Now, nationally, there has been some attention brought to the fact that Frey is Jewish and you are Muslim, and you have differing stances on the war in Gaza. Let me ask you, how has the Mideast issue played, and has it been a major role in this campaign?
Well, as senator representing South Minneapolis, right after October 7th, I condemned the violence both by Hamas, but also the Israeli government. And in the same breath, I called for permanent ceasefire. I believe wholeheartedly that we need to end the genocide that we're seeing carried out by the Netanyahu government that has killed, starved, and displaced millions, including innocent children. But I believe that we can and we must condemn violence while standing firmly for human dignity and international law. And that's something that our residents have been expressing to us as well.
And one can be anti-Netanyahu without being anti-Israel. But many people are comparing you to Zohran Mamdani in New York, who is also young, Muslim, and democratic socialist, sometimes as a compliment and, you know, as you would know, other times as an attack. What do you think about that comparison between you and Zohran?
Well, Zoran's win was not only making huge waves in New York, but here in Minneapolis and across the country. I think it's important for the Democratic Party going forward to make a decision on what kind of party it wants to be, not only in our local mayor elections that we're seeing, but in the midterms and beyond. What we're seeing in our local elections nationally is that this is the type of catalyst moment that we need right now to bolster not just democratic organizing, but participation across the country, especially when Republicans made huge strides last election in gaining the trifecta, the presidency, as well as both chambers of Congress. The amount of support we've seen from every corner of the city has been energizing, especially since we've gotten endorsed last week. We've seen a huge momentum in fundraising. We've gotten over 1,200 people signing up to volunteer to door knock. So we're seeing unprecedented levels of participation and energy behind this campaign.
Let me ask you this. As you know, I was very much involved in the George Floyd case, starting there in Minneapolis, from the eulogy to the marches we had, and I've been back and forward. A lot of my journey has been around public safety and police brutality. Have you seen any change in policing 5 years later since what happened to George Floyd that caused one of the great movements that we've seen in American history?
Unfortunately, no. The mayor has promised continuously to our communities that there would be real meaningful reform, and 5 years later, there is still no plan. Just last week, we learned that the officer that shot and killed Amir Locke was also quietly promoted to a training role in the Minneapolis Police Department. And when the press found out, Mayor Frey backed up his chief and defended the decision, which was hurtful. But when they saw that there was public outrage, that caused them to reverse course and change the decision. So that's the kind of same culture that we've seen protect Officer Derek Chauvin for years and made him a trainer too. And we believe that Minneapolis deserves real accountability and not just empty promises.
All right, Omar Al-Fateh, candidate for mayor of Minneapolis, thank you for being with us, and we will reach out to Mayor Frey and have him on the show in the near future.